there. You're watching Go on Shaw TV, where we are marking Disability Employment Month. Well, hello there. You are watching Go on Shaw TV, and we are right here at INEO Employment Services talking about Disability Employment Month. Now, the entire month of September is Disability Employment Month, and I'm here with CEO and owner of INEO, Terry Deacon. Terry, what is Disability Employment Month?
Disability Employment Month is a celebration to just celebrate all the good work that people with disabilities can do, all the good work that the employers do, the community does, just celebrating all the benefits and the community that develops from hiring people with disabilities.
And I think this is something that we often don't think about, how much it benefits not just the person who's being employed and the employer who gets a lot of work done, but the entire community. We all benefit from this.
Absolutely we do. I think first and foremost, the individuals benefit because it builds confidence and esteem, and they get to contribute to the community. And the employer benefits because they get a loyal employee who is there every day doing exactly what they need to be doing. And the community benefits because we're being inclusive, and that's good for everybody.
It is good for everybody. And Terry, I happen to know you love your job as much as I love my job. And that's something that is so fulfilling, isn't it? Being able to work at something that is worthy of your time.
Absolutely. I can say that I get up every morning and I'm happy to come to work. I love my job, I love doing what I do, and I love seeing people happy and moving forward and building community.
Well, you know what? I'll second that. I'm the same way. I love my job. I always think I'm the luckiest person in town. Now,
we could argue about that.
We could argue about that. That would be a good argument to have. Now, we're going to meet in just a few minutes one of the young ladies who is benefiting from having a little bit of help finding work in town. But before we do that, you know, September is that month when there is so much going on. We all know about Salmon Festival, Fall Fair, Toy Run, but there's another really cool event that just happened. And in fact, I can't even tell you about it. We have to show you.
This buoy right here!
Everybody on your marks, get set, and they're off. As you can see, paddle season is in full swing on Sprout Lake.
It's an ideal place because having the lake, it's fresh water, it's calm, there aren't currents like in the ocean, and these racers are warming up for 70-kilometer races in Hawaii. So it's nice that they have this area to practice in as a warm-up.
That's right. Outrigger races are known for their intensity, their fast pace, and their long distances.
It's like a 3 to 4 hour race, so you've got a lot of time to think about stuff. Mostly it's just trying to stay focused on the actual race itself. I'm a stroke seat, so I'm at the front of the boat, so I set the pace and stuff like that. So my mind is mostly on just making sure that I'm doing what's right for my crew behind me, and making sure that everyone's working together and that we're having a good time together.
But this isn't your average everyday paddle. This is a change race, where paddlers literally jump in the lake while the boat is still moving.
We try to keep people fresh. We try to change out 3 people at a time. Depends whatever timings you do, 15, 20 minutes, whatever. And it just gives us a fresh push again, keeps everybody fresh, gets people back in the boat, gets them energized, gets them water.
So you've got 9 guys in your team anyway, so 6 in the canoe, 3 in an escort boat, and you switch on and off for about 15 minutes each time, up to half an hour, and you just kind of compete in a long distance event with just a bunch of changes.
As you can tell, our cameras couldn't get too close to the racers due to safety concerns. But you can still see from a distance how much athletic ability this sport requires.
Competitive, for sure. You have to be committed to your practices, your time on the water, doing the distances. We do, in preparation for this, we start doing 20, 25 kilometer practice pieces. We're on the water 3 days a week, plus gym time.
It's great to watch. You wouldn't catch me doing 42-kilometer races, but just to be involved today and watch them race is a great opportunity.
Inch by inch, paddle after paddle. The passion these athletes display for their sport really shines through.
I've been paddling for a long time now, about 13 years, and you know, mostly for me, it's just about being outdoors, being active, fit. I love the water. I've been around water my entire life, living on the island, right? So I was a swimmer, paddler, all that kind of stuff.
And as far as who exactly won this change race on Sprout Lake, anybody that completes long distance paddling at this level is definitely winning in my book. For Go on Shaw TV, I'm Jenny Fortin.
Kat Belisle is a prairie farm girl. She grew up in the wide open spaces of Saskatchewan, and now that she's a parent herself, she's excited to be able to give her son the same experience growing up on a farm that she had.
It makes me so excited to think that Grady will be able to, as he's young, come out into the garden with me and help collect eggs.
Well, it's pretty clear that Grady will be a farm kid, but there's one big difference. Kat's farm isn't on the prairies. It's in the Alberni Valley, on a patch of land that she proudly calls her own.
Land was affordable here, and I was able to purchase this piece of land just on my farm from what I had saved through farming, which is pretty incredible. It's not very many places on the island that's actually an opportunity.
And that affordability is one of the things that sets the Alberni Valley apart, making it possible for young farmers to get started.
That's one of the things that we're working on with the ACRD, and there's all kinds of things like land leasing, supports that are available.
One of those supports is Heather herself. As one of 2 agricultural support workers employed by the regional district, her job description is unique: to assist farmers as they set up and work their agricultural operations.
Heather and Anna Lewis have both helped me actually a lot just in getting things started and giving me information about what my options are here in the valley.
Setting up the supports that make it even more sustainable, make it practical for people to really put their hands in the dirt and just start growing. That's what we want. We want to make it really easy and show people that really is possible and happening.
It is happening. Kat is part of a growing movement towards agricultural sustainability in this valley, something that established farmers and the regional district have been working towards for some time.
I am so thrilled with all the interest in farming and the new interest and young people starting farms, working with their families on farms and establishing this kind of operation right here in the Alberni Valley. Every little bit accumulates, and it's just wonderful to see.
Wonderful to see and to share as Valley producers prepare to throw open the farm gates for the annual Family Farm Day, a local celebration of agriculture and the people who practice it.
These ones are really tasty. They're like
It's a free tour that's open to the public of 8 farms in the area. There's generally a big interest from the public in connecting to their food sources, being more aware of how it's grown, where it's grown, the people that are involved. It's useful in promoting and establishing food security. The more people that support the local farmers, the more food we're going to be able to produce here, which means it's close to home, it's fresh, it tastes so great when it's right off of the farm.
More locally produced food, more local farms, and an enhanced connection between producers and consumers. It's a lofty goal, and one that makes Kat the farmer very happy.
It would be amazing if more people came. We could all work together to provide more food for the community.
And just maybe, more farm kids for Grady to play with as he grows up. For Go on Shaw TV, I'm Nancy Wilmot. You know, Family Farm Day is as much about family as it is about agriculture. So come on, Mom and Dad, load your kids up in the car. I know you're going to have a great time visiting farms, and the kids will be worn out by the end of it. So it's kind of a win-win. Now, we are still here in front of INEO Employment Services talking about Disability Employment Month. And you know, the Association for Community Living in Port Alberni also does a lot to help folks find employment. And I'm here with Julie and Leanne, two lovely ladies who are going to tell us a little bit about how they do that. How do you find people jobs? How do you line them up with an employer?
Well, it's a very long process. When we first get a referral from CLBC, we do an intake, getting to know the individual, and go through what we call a discovery process, really getting to know what they like, what is important to them, what is important for them in a job. And then we find out what their interests are. So it's really about finding a really good match. Then we go through what we call ICE, which is finding out, so if somebody doesn't like working outdoors, we wouldn't go looking for a job outdoors. It's all about that great match, because once we find the great match, people are more likely to stay, do a good job, just like you and I.
And these aren't made up jobs, these are real jobs. Now, Leanne, you've been on the board at Community Living for a while, but you've also worked them. These are real jobs.
Yes.
How important is it for you to have a job? And actually, I should put in a disclaimer here. Leanne's been my neighbor for years, so I've seen you at work, Leanne. How important is it for you to have a job?
It's important to get paid and you get to do stuff, like go to the Bulldogs games and that, and hang out with your friends everywhere. I've been doing papers like for 15 years, the AV Times, and I did the news for almost a year, and I'm just waiting to see if I get the Salvation Army store a job for full-time maybe. Yeah.
So you are between jobs right now, and
Yeah.
I know you're kind of at loose ends, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Leanne's story pretty typical, finding a job that she stays with for 15 years? Holy cow.
Yes, it is. Most individuals tend to stay with their jobs. They're great employees. They show up, they come on time, and they're dependable. But one thing to note is that we don't just find somebody a job and walk away. We're there, we're helping, we're training them. The employer has that opportunity to call us at any time, as well as the employees. So, and often what we find is we do the initial part where we're training the person, and we slowly fade out, and then we just keep in touch with the employer and the employee. So if there's any issues coming up, we're there to help right away. And more often than not, it's the employer phoning us saying, we want to advance their job a little bit more. Can you come in and help them so that they can continuously learn more skills?
You know what? This is such a win-win situation. You get an amazing employee like Leanne. You get support, helping and training. Boy, there are so many success stories coming out of community living, coming out of this program over the years. In fact, I think we're going to tell you one of those stories right now. Simone Myers, who is, I don't know, a star employee. Going to work in the morning can be a drag. There are days when you just don't feel like going in. But a workplace, any workplace, depends on everyone doing their part.
Very important to have teamwork because we have so many different things that are going on at any given time, and to have somebody that just steps in and just fits with us is really key to making everything work around here. Chris Tessier knows whereof he speaks. As service advisor at a busy marine dealership in Port Alberni, he has to know that all of the details of daily business are being taken care of. And key to that is Simone Myers, a part-time employee who does pretty much anything that needs doing.
I clean, take out garbage, do the bathrooms, like vacuum and filing if they need.
Her list of tasks is pretty much endless, and she takes them on cheerfully and independently, making it clear that she enjoys her time on the job. A job that she found through a program offered by the Port Alberni Association for Community Living.
It's called Community Employment, and what we do is we get people with disabilities. They get referrals from CLBC, and we work with them to find their interests and skills and abilities, and then we help them find employment.
That employment can be with any employer in the community, and it's a real job with regular hours and regular pay. The bonus is that a counselor like Lisa will work with a new employee to help with training until they're ready to go it alone.
We all need support sometimes, really, and with a little bit of support, people are able to get out there and be involved in the community and work and contribute to their communities.
I work with a lot of people, like salespeople and boat people and stuff. Like, I get to socialize with them.
She always brings a smile when she walks through the front door, which is fantastic. She comes and talks to all of us and, you know, brightens our day every time she's here. And then she does a fantastic job on top of everything else.
Having the job means a lot to Simone. Independence, a sense of purpose, a group of friends and workmates, and last but not least, a paycheck.
I bought the desk and stuff, so it makes me feel proud when I get the paycheck.
It's what you feel when you have a job. You feel proud, you feel good about what you do, you contribute, and that's important to everybody.
It is important to everyone, and the benefits of working with someone as motivated as Simone shouldn't be underestimated.
She brightens everybody's day, and you know, it's quality of life for everybody, right? And so sometimes it's tough to get up and come to work. So you get up and come to work and you have somebody that's smiling when they see you. That's a fantastic thing, right? And it just helps you get through your day.
Employment programs like this one are offered through community living offices across BC. And if you ask Simone, she'll tell you that getting involved and getting a job has changed her life.
I had to make a choice to better myself, to be socialized and get to know people.
For Go on Shaw TV, I'm Nancy Wilmot.
Welcome back to another edition of Art Avenue, coming to you from the Chamber of Commerce right here at the Tourist Centre in the Alberni Valley. Don't forget, the toy run will be happening shortly. They're coming through town. They're zipping through our roads on Saturday, the 17th of September, so don't forget to watch them. Also, and that's leading into Sunday the 18th, we're having a fundraiser at the gallery, so that's at the Roland Art Centre from 1 until 5 p.m. and it's a Music in the Gardens with about 12 or so local musicians coming out to play for everybody. So if you're interested, that's by donation at the Roland Art Centre on Sunday, the 18th of September. And there's a few concerts coming up at Shars Landing I wanted to mention. On Saturday, September 18th is Texture and Light, and that's a Western Canadian CD release tour and their electronic dream rock. Sunday, September 18th is a matinee, and that's with David Kilbank and Paul Bezoyan. Hopefully I've said that right, and that's contemporary folk. And Tuesday, September 20th is a concert, and this is a Cuban band. I don't want to say it because I might say it incorrectly, but it's Brise del Palmar. Hopefully I've said that right, and that's again a band from Cuba. So if you're interested in any of those concerts, stop by Shars Landing for your advance tickets today. Well, we're coming to another close of Art Avenue, but a few reminders before I go. The official pool unveiling for the pool murals is taking place on Wednesday, September 14th at 6:30. Everyone swims, so stop by and take a swim and take a look at our wonderful murals. As well as Timber is looking for new members, as well as the Barclay Sound. So information will be on the screen regarding contact information for that. And the second series or second movie in the series for the film festival is Angry Indian Goddesses, and that's taking place on Sunday, September 18th. So lots of things happening here in the Alberni Valley. The deadline to the coloring contest that the Community Arts Council is holding, deadline is now September 30th. So stop by for your application. So until next time, I'm Melissa Martin for Art Avenue.
Melissa, thank you so much. You do such a great job of keeping us up to date on everything that's going on in the Valley. Now, we are going to take a very short break, but we'll be right back, so please stay with us. Well, welcome back. You are still watching Go on Shaw TV. We are still talking about Disability Employment Month, the entire month of September. And I'm back again with Terry Deacon. And Terry, INEO has formed some valuable and important relationships with different organizations in this town.
Absolutely, and I think that's really key to supporting people to find employment, is having those partnerships. We work really closely with Community Living and with Alberni Valley Employment Center.
So if somebody is in a situation where they feel they could benefit from this program, who do they contact? Do they go and see you or Community Living? How does this work?
Anybody can walk in any door and ask the question, where can I get support that I need? So they could walk into Community Living, into INEO, into Alberni Valley Employment Center, and the friendly folks will help them find out where they need to be to get the support they want. And employers can call any one of us too and say, hey, I'm looking for an employee. Who do you have that would fit the bill?
And I want to just point out again, these are real jobs. NEO and community living don't pay the salary. This is real work for real pay.
Absolutely, it is real work for real pay, and it's really important work. So, yeah.
Important work with free training provided, support workers. How good does it doesn't get much better.
It doesn't get any better. We have job coaching, job development, all sorts of different tools that we can use to support people to be productive employees.
And I also should point out, you know, we're talking about Disability Employment Month, the month of September. This program lasts 12 months of the year.
It does, every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day, Terry Deacon gets to come to work and smile all day long because she loves her job.
I do.
Terry, thank you so much for the work you do and for telling us about it today.
Great. Thanks, Nancy.
Now, we are coming close to the end of our show, but before we say goodbye, we are going to stop in with the Industrial Heritage Society.
If you were to look inside Mike's brain to find out what makes him tick, I'm sure you'd find some metal gears, clinking chains, and of course, lots and lots of steam.
Absolutely. Yeah, there wouldn't be any electronics. It would be all gears and levers and steam. Yeah, yes, exactly.
In fact, Mike and steam go way back. It's a relationship that's lasted a lifetime, a bond that was forged with the strongest materials.
It started off when I was a little boy, 7 years old. My father bought me a model steam engine, and it was painted red and green. And now, 60 years later, I have a big red and green steam engine to play with. So it took 60 years to get one, but I got it.
60 years later, and Mike's passion for steam-powered machinery only seems to expand, just like steam itself.
It's almost like the machinery is alive. It's got some soul to it. It's not, it has something in it. It's soul.
As you can see, Mike sure has a soft spot in his heart for steam-powered machinery. But he's not the only one.
I like to see the old stuff work, and it's neat to see people like today coming out and watching the stuff and enjoying it. And it's amazing how many people haven't seen some of this stuff work. They've seen it in pictures and seen it other places, but they haven't seen it actually doing something useful. So that's what the fun part is.
That's right. The Industrial Heritage Society is proud to host the Antique Truck and Machinery Show. It's an opportunity to take a step back in time and revisit our heritage.
We've gone to fairs and things, and they just look at these motors running. And I remember one time Les and I were in Duncan. We had this old motor, and this lady brought this guy up in a wheelchair and parked him beside it. And he sat there for over an hour, and it was just a big smile. And she came over to us and said, "Thank you very much. I haven't seen him this happy for a long time." So obviously it does bring back some good memories.
And there's something to say about preserving history. Something important about recognizing the past.
If we didn't save it, it's gone. There's nothing for the next generation. So we have to save it. That's the idea of the society, is to save this old equipment and keep it going.
You keep doing it long enough to hope that we get some younger people that will come along and be interested and want to do it. And that's part of the challenge, I guess, to keep these things going.
For more information about the Industrial Heritage Society, visit their Facebook page. For Go on Shaw TV, I'm Jenny Fortin.
So another creature we're going to highlight right now is the bay pipefish. So hopefully you guys can see on the bay, pipefish is a long, curly, green guy that resembles seahorses. So the fun fact is they're actually cousins with the seahorse, and they're found in local waters out on the Barkley Sound, and they're also really common in Maple Bay, just outside of Duncan. So just like seahorses, when they lay their eggs, so up to around 225 eggs, the males actually carry the eggs in a little pouch. And they'll carry the eggs, and after about 2 to 3 weeks, they'll hatch out, and then you'll have a bunch of baby pipefish. So if you want to learn about more things at the Alberni Aquarium, or come check out the Aquadome, come on down and see us at the Harbor Quay.
Well, that does bring us to the end of another go on Shaw TV, the Disability Employment Month edition. I'm here with Ellen Akins, one of our super volunteers who comes out every week while we're shooting our bridges, and she takes photographs for us. So Ellen, thank you so much for what you do. Until we meet again, be good to each other.